My beloved children, you look around and see suffering, pain, and injustice, and you cry out for answers. I hear you. Our Father in heaven hears you. Let me offer you insight into why these things are so, and why God's plan, though difficult to understand, is always driven by His love for you. In the beginning, when the Father created the world, it was perfect. There was no evil, no suffering. The Garden of Eden was a place of peace and harmony, where man and woman walked with God in full communion. But with love, true love, comes choice. God gave humanity free will, the ability to choose between right and wrong. It is in this freedom that the possibility of evil arises. Without the choice to turn away, love would not be genuine. God does not force His love upon you. He desires that you come to Him willingly, out of love and faith. When Adam and Eve chose to disobey in the garden, sin entered the world, and with it came evil. But understand this: evil is not a creation of God. It is the absence of God's goodness, a result of human choice. Yet, even in the presence of evil, God's plan remains. Our Father does not abandon His creation. As it says in the Scriptures, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Hebrews 13:5. He uses all things, even evil, for a greater purpose. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his own brothers and sold into slavery. He suffered, yet through his trials, God brought about a greater good. Joseph himself said, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." Genesis 50:20. God permits evil because it allows His children to learn, to grow, and to choose the path of righteousness. Through suffering, you find compassion. Through trials, you build strength. In the face of injustice, you learn to pursue justice. You see, my children, the very presence of evil gives you the opportunity to rise above it. The Father does not delight in suffering, nor does He rejoice in evil. Yet He allows it because this world is not the final destination. This life is but a moment, a brief preparation for the eternal life to come. As I once said to you, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. I have shown you the way. I took the path of suffering and bore the weight of evil on the cross so that you might be free. In your pain, I am with you. In your suffering, I walk beside you. And though evil may seem overwhelming at times, remember this: it is temporary. The kingdom of heaven is eternal. The day will come when all things are made new, when God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. Revelation 21:4. But until that day comes, I ask you to trust in the Father's plan. Just as I prayed in the garden before my crucifixion, not my will, but thine, be done. Luke 22:42. There is purpose in every trial, meaning in every moment of suffering. The Father is working in ways you cannot always see. His love for you is unending, and His desire is for you to draw closer to Him, even in the midst of evil. Consider the wheat and the tares. In the parable, the wheat and the weeds grow together, and the weeds are not immediately pulled up, so as not to harm the wheat. Matthew 13:29. In this world, good and evil grow side by side, but at the appointed time all will be set right. Until then, your task is to remain faithful, to trust in the goodness of God, and to know that even when evil appears to flourish, It is only for a season. The Father's justice is perfect, though it may seem slow to you. As it is written, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways." Isaiah 55:8. Evil exists because this world is broken, but it is not beyond redemption. Through me, all things are redeemed. I came so that you may have life and have it more abundantly. John 10:10. So do not be discouraged by the evil you see. It is not a sign that God is absent. On the contrary, he is closer than you know, working all things for the good of those who love him. Romans 8:28. When you face trials, call upon me, for I have walked this path before you. I will never leave you alone. One day, all evil will be destroyed, and the world will be restored to its original perfection. Until that day, live in the light, resist the darkness, and know that every act of goodness, every moment of faith, brings you closer to the kingdom that awaits you. Trust in the Father's plan, for he is good, and his mercy endures forever.